Guys, this is Lanky Duelist, and today I'm coming at you with an updated version on my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. So yes, everybody, happy new format. Well, technically saying it is the new format, considering Konami did say no later than the 1st of September, and as usual, Konami being Konami, just don't know when to release a ban list, or are very delayed when it comes to releasing a ban list. So other than that, I'm not going to wait for the ban list to drop. I'm going to literally come at you guys with updates to all my decks, especially for the format coming up. And I'm going to start off with my favorite deck, of course, especially if you watched my first video, you all should know that I love Red Dragon Archfiends. This is pretty much my deck. Literally put two and two together, red and dragons together. Absolutely love it. The monsters in here, especially in the extra deck itself, are just so beefy, and it, like, you know, you feel like a proud person being able to summon, you know, Calamity, and then in the future Red Nova when it comes out. And hashtag out to Konami, please, why did you not release, you know, Super Red Nova in Eternity Code? That was quite silly of you guys to do that, because now we have to wait even longer for that card to come out. And, you know, as most of us are aware, we cannot be asked to wait for that card to come out. We just want it out now. Come on, Konami, print that card for Red Dragon Archfiend so that we can at least be a tier 1 deck. I'm only kidding. We're probably never going to be a tier 1 deck, even with Super Red Nova, but it will help the deck as a whole. And other than that, again, you know, happy new format, in my opinion, and I'm just hoping the ban list doesn't drop right now, because if it does, I'm literally going to cry my eyes out, especially as I made the prediction for Potter's Zayas to be banned, even though I love that card. But knowing Konami, they're going to hit something that I love, and that's dear to my heart, and that's Potter's Zayas. I guarantee you it will happen. And definitely, like I say, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell to see my reaction to Pot of Desires being banned on the ban list once Konami releases the ban list. But other than that, let's crack on with the updates to my Red Dragons. And there have been quite a few updates to this deck as a whole. I gotta give, you know, shout outs to everyone out there recommending, you know, cards for this deck just to improve it. Again, you know, you guys are amazing, and I love, you know, recommendations from you guys to, like, you know, again, just update my decks and upgrade them so they're a bit more better than they already are. So we're going to start off with the first monster, and that is free Crimson Resonator. So yes, this is like pretty much your go-to card. Like, you always want to see this card in your hand as soon as possible. Like, yeah, this thing just gets your plays going as a whole, and a great addition to the deck. And again, it's just so annoying that Konami didn't release Super Red Nova. Like, why, Konami? Like, why? Because, like, this card would just be even more broken as it is. And again, it just helps you to go into that Super Red Nova once it comes out, of course. Next, we play the 2 Red Resonator. Sorry about that. Yep, play 2 Red Resonator. This card, again, like, it's not as good as Crimson Resonator, as I mentioned in my previous video, but it's still, you know, a good card. And again, it's a target for Crimson Resonator because, you know, unfortunately, Crimson Resonator can't summon himself off his own effect. So we need, you know, something else that's a level 2 to summon off his effect, and Red Resonator comes in handy. Again, you know, he just allows you to get ridiculous amount of life points, so that, you know, it's so much harder for your opponent to basically beat you down and get your life points down to 0, or even try to attempt an OTK as a whole. And plus, also as well, if you don't have Crimson Resonator in your hand, it's great to have him in your hand, because you can just normal summon him, summon a level 4 to the field, and then basically just synchro up right off the bat. So yeah, absolutely amazing. You gotta play at least 2 copies, in my opinion, of him. Alright, next up we have 3 Synchron Resonator. I don't know why, in my head, I really want to bump him down to 2, but at the same time, I need him at 3 because, you know, he is summoned quite a lot of, like, you know, so many cards. Like, you know, Crimson Resonator is a good example, and Bane. And, like, you know, Bane is still a great card to this day, and you need the targets for Bane. And, yeah, unfortunately, I've got to max him out. And plus, also, technically saying, I do play a few more lures in this deck. So, again, he's a dark, works well with the lure as a whole. So, yeah. Then, for the final Resonators, we play 2 Creation Resonator. This is really, really important. Like, this card with, what's it? I think it's, hang on a minute. Forgot the name of the card. Sorry about that. Yeah, Red Rising Dragon, that's the name. Yeah, this with Red Rising allows you to go into Abyss straight away. So, yeah. And then also as well, he helps you to go into, you know, Calamity very, very quickly. And then also your Red Nova as well. So, absolutely amazing. It's a shame he's a win. If he was a Dark, ooh, I'd be bumping out 3 copies of Allure in this deck, no doubt. Now, for the non-Resonators, we play 3 Wandering King. Wandering King is just absolutely amazing. Him with Red Resonator is basically, you know, Red Rising Dragon, and then going to maybe Calamity as well, without even having to commit to your normal summon. And again, it's just so phenomenal having a card like this in the deck. as a whole. And plus, if you draw into multiple copies, you have a lure to get rid of it. So yeah. And to be honest, you would prefer to actually draw into multiple copies of a Wandering King. Next, we play 3 Stygian Street Patrol. I've actually realized that actually this card needs to be at 3 in this deck. Like, this card allows you to really extend your combo plays much quickly. And it allows you to also, you know, abuse Bane's effect a bit more better. And again, you know, it's a level 4, it's a dark, so, you know, you can lure them away as a whole. And plus, again, that graveyard effect really helps out with the deck as a whole. So yeah, gotta play 3 of it as a whole. Alright, next for the level 1, not level 1s, the 1Rs, we play the 1 Red Walk. Again, this is just, you know, to get me out of a tricky situation, and if I need to go into Scarlight much quickly, Red Walk just allows me to do that. Red Sprinter, again, I'm actually thinking maybe bumping him up to 2 maybe, because again, you know, he's a level 4, and he helps you to, again, you know, go into your level 6s much quickly, and also he's a great top deck option, and this deck kind of needs some, like, you know, good top deck options, and again, Red Sprinter really helps out. And now Red Familiar down to 1. I've actually realized that Red Familiar actually doesn't really do much for the deck until Super Red Rise, well, not Super, yeah, Super Red Nova Dragon comes out. Until then, I'm playing him at 1. I feel like 1 is probably the perfect ratio for him. But again, until the new dragon comes out, then I can start bumping him back up to 3 as a whole. Alright, then for the final monster, we play 1 Effect Veil. I bumped it down to 1 because really, actually, in my head, like, if you can get to Synchro Call much quicker, there's really no point in playing hand traps at all. But however, I do play the 1 Effect Veiler just for it to be there, and it also as well, it's summonable off Bane as well, so that's why, you know, again, I run at least the 1 copy of it. Alright, next, for the spell cards, we play 3 Resonator Call. This card, again, is just, yeah, you just want to see Crimson Resonator in your hand as quickly as possible, so you have to max out on 3 copies of this, in my opinion. And then a card that I'm thinking of bumping maybe up to 2 is Resonator Command, because shoutouts, I don't know who recommended it, but someone definitely recommended it in the comment section, that this card technically searches out I keep getting the names mixed up, Crimson Resonator from your deck. So I might be tempted to pop this up to 2 now that I've figured out that, oh, you can actually search Crimson Resonator off the Resonator Command, and also as well, he allows you to get your level 4s to your hand much quickly as whole. And then, of course, my signature card, of course, Pod Desires. Please, Konami, don't ban this card, because then, literally, I'm going to be in tears when I do my banlist reaction. But at the same time, if it does get banned, you guys are going to be looking forward to probably the most biggest and funniest reaction ever if this card gets banned. But I highly doubt it's going to get banned. But, you know, knowing Konami, they're going to hit something that, you know, isn't meta relevant and I use a lot, and it's going to be Pod Desires, in my opinion. So, yeah. Play 3 of that. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I bumped a lure up to 2. Again, you want to see, you know, your cards as quickly as possible, and especially a new trap card that I put into this deck, which you'll see very later. It's just very spicy, the tech. Then we play 1 Upstart. Again, you just need to get to your stuff really quickly. And again, Upstart, again, never let me down. I always play at least an Upstart in every deck. Like, if I can squeeze an Upstart in, I'm going to squeeze an Upstart in, because again, it lets you get to your, like, you know, main cards as quickly as possible. It's a shame it's not at 3. If it's at 3, I'm maxing out. Definitely 3 copies of Upstart. Now we play 3 Caller by the Grave. This deck is very sensitive. If it gets hand trapped, then you're pretty much screwed as a whole. So you need the Call by the Grave to basically just stop that from happening as a whole. So yeah. And now for the traps. Of course, we play my spicy tech. Of course, the Synchro Call. This card is just absolutely amazing in this deck. I literally cannot stop praising how good this card is, and how many people who play Red Dragon Archfiends don't even play this card. This is a staple in the deck, and you have, trust me, play this card, like, test it even at 1. This thing is just so beautiful. Like, getting a Calamity on your opponent's turn is just like the best feeling ever, and just seeing them cry their eyes out. So again, gotta play 3 Synchro Call, in my opinion. And then also the new spicy tech trap card. Like I said, 3 trap tricks. Yes, this thing allows you to get Synchro Call onto the field as quickly as possible. And I'm surprised I didn't even put this in my first build until, like, one of my friends recommended trap tricks. And I was just like, holy smoke, why did I not put this in earlier? Like, this thing allows you to basically get Synchro Call onto the field, and then also activate the Synchro Call the moment it's set. So literally, it's like playing 6 copies basically of Synchro Call in the deck. And again, it's a must-off in this deck, 100%. I don't play the 1 Call of the Haunted, but this is still a good card. I still prefer this over Monster Reborn, because again, as I mentioned in my previous video, This is an offensive and defensive card, and I think one's perfect enough. I think I was going a bit overkill with playing 3 copies of it, but I think one just works perfectly enough. And again, it's just there as an option. Again, you know, use it as an offensive or defensive, and if you're in a top deck situation, this card is still good, in my opinion, because if you're able to reborn a Calamity with 4,000 attack points, yikes, your opponent isn't going to like that at all. So again, play one for sure in this deck. Alright, now onto the extra deck. And of course, I love the extra deck so much, especially if you have or haven't played Red Dragons. Like, if you put the deck together, you'll be like, oh, it's like, you know, walking into the Bank of London and seeing, like, all the vaults full of gold, basically. That's how I view the extra deck. And again, you got to play the big man himself, 2 Calamity. This card is just so beautiful. Like, literally, I've made many people cry and hate this card as a whole. And if this card gets banned, it'll be literally the saddest day on earth at all. Like, even Super Red Nova would not cheer me up if this card got banned. Like, this card is just Calamity. Like, you cannot replace this card. This card is just absolutely amazing. And again, with Synchro Core, again, this makes it so good. So good. Like, you can tell by my voice. It's just like a brilliant engine. Like, you know, Synchro Core and Calamity as a whole. And then the other beater of the deck, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Like, this card, again, I love this card. It's able to negate. It's 3,200 and a bit of flicks damage. Summon a tuner from the graveyard. Again, absolutely amazing, in my opinion. Must have at 2. And then for the regular Red Dragons, we play the 2 Scarlight, the 1 Hot Red, and the 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. Red Dragon Archfiend is coming in here because my friends do play, one friend does play Ghost Tricks. And then I was an idiot for not at least having 1 Red Dragon Archfiend in here, because it would have dealt with a Ghost Trick field. And I'll admit, I kind of lost that match because, again, I was taking things too slowly. I should have probably got my board set up much quickly, and it's my fault as a whole for, like, you know, playing a slow game with Ghost Tricks, and Ghost Tricks are well known for the grind. If I had the Red Dragon Archfiend, none of that would have happened, because it would just, like, pretty much incinerate all his defensive monsters. So yeah, it's always good to have at least the 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. Maybe, I don't know, if you're playing against a defense deck, he comes in handy. Hot Red Dragon, again, if there's anything over 3,000, he gets over it. Scarlight, yeah, pretty much is a game ender, and it also just incinerates fields and burns your opponent for 500. Like, again, absolutely amazing card, in my opinion, and I feel like this is probably the best ratio if you're going to play Red Dragons in the deck. And then, finally, we play the main man himself, 3 Red Rising Dragon. Like, this card is just so amazing, but at the same time, this thing is very, you know, acceptable to hand traps as a whole, so it's really important to at least protect the Red Rising as much as you can. And of course, it gets your combos going. What more could you ask from a card? And then we play the 1 Bane. Again, Bane, like, he doesn't really do much, but at the same time, like, you know, if I need him, I need him. Like, he's just there, he's just helpful. I think 1's perfect enough. You don't need to play at least more than, like, you know, 1 copy, because with the build of my deck, again, it's kind of focused again around Abyss, Red Rising, Calamity, just mainly getting that Calamity out as quickly as possible and stunning your opponent during the turn. Bane just really doesn't do anything, but again, sometimes when I need him, he comes in clutch as a whole, so yeah. Then we play the Red Nova Dragon. This will probably be coming out for the Super Red Nova Dragon as a whole. This card is just like, yeah, it's still good, but like, it's only good like when you're actually going on offense, but like, it's really hard to get him out on the first turn, not gonna lie at all. So yeah, that's why I pretty much play him at 1. But if I'm going to beat over my opponent, or they inflict a little bit of damage, he comes in handy. He's very clutch. And then just for like the non-Red Dragon cards, we play, you know, Clear Wing and Crystal Wing. Like, Crystal Wing, I pretty much play in like nearly every deck that can summon a level 8 Synchro. And then also Clear Wing, because like, looking like, you know, at the Yu-Gi-Oh history, there's not really many, you know, level 7 dark monsters. So we got to just pick the best level 7 monster we can. Clear Wing is pretty much, you know, probably the best level 7 Synchro. Well, one of the best, probably not the best, but, you know, you get what I mean. And then also Crystal Wing. Can't say no to Crystal Wing when you can, like, summon him easily. So, yeah, definitely got to play him as a whole in this deck. So, yes, guys, that is my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. This is an update to when I, you know, first did the upload of this deck. Like, let me know down in the comment section any more, you know, cards that I can put in this deck to make it even better. Or, like, what your favorite cards are. Any recommendations, I'm always open to it. I love open criticism as a whole. I always take it with, like, you know, I don't take it the wrong way. I always take it as a way, you know, to improve, like, my playstyle. Like, combos that I might not even know. And, like, cards that I can put into the deck as a whole, just to improve its power and capabilities. And also, let me know what your favorite card is from Red Dragon Archfiends. I always like to hear what your favorites are and the reasonings behind them, because everyone's got a story or, like, you know, some sort of history with, like, a certain card. As a whole, again, I always like to listen to them as a whole. So yes, thank you guys for watching. No, as a daily reminder, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure to click that bell icon as well so that you're staying up to date with videos, especially when that ban list comes out. You're going to definitely enjoy seeing my reaction to seeing what Konami is going to take from my decks and ban as a whole. Because again, I do probably some of the best reactions, especially when me and my friends, we sit down, open the list, and then we just talk on Discord. Literally, my friends, just literally, if they're here right now, they would explain to you how funny I am when I see something that I love get banned, limited, semi-limited, or even unlimited as a whole. So yeah, again, guys, you know, have a great day. Also, don't forget, Decklist should be on the screen right now. It should be either there or you know, the screen as a whole. You know, if you guys want to, like, you know, try out my deck, Decklist is just right there. You know, just type it on Dev Pro, Yu-Gi Pro, or whatever you use, build a deck, or even put the deck together in real life, and then just try it and see what you think of it. And again, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys have an amazing day. And don't forget to stay safe, especially during these dark times. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.